gets her. And the mother's screaming, darling, I love you, darling. And the father's looking, saying she has no chance. And she's like this, you see it? Drops him. And she's like devastated for the rest of her life. And then a guy comes along who transitioned. That's the term down at the weight. I think he did a few things for emphasis. And he won the medal. And everyone said, oh, isn't that wonderful? Are we crazy? Men should not be able to participate in women's sports.
This is all he has. This is it. Culture wars. Fear-mongering. Own the libs. Blame transgender athletes. While the economy is going down the toilet. While farmers are full closing their farms, while they can't afford groceries in this country, while gas is through the roof and people have to decide between paying the rent and buying gas or eating food and paying for their health care. This is the bullshit that he's talking about. Culture wars. And he's going to perpetuate it again and again and again. And as the economy progressively gets worse, this is going to get worse. It's not bad as you think it is yet. It's about to get a lot worse. But his base, almost all of the people in that audience in Pennsylvania were a bunch of idiotic, mediocre white men with micro penises that are striven by toxic masculinity and nationalism. Because their first thing was USA, 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 nationalism. This is how fascists take over. And propaganda and fear-mongering and demonizing a minority, whether it's immigrants, black people, Muslims, Somalians, transgenders in college sports. There's 10 transgender athletes in all of college sports. 10. And he talks about this every day because this is what fascists do. In the movie The Joker with Heath Ledger, Bruce Wayne cannot understand what the Joker wants. He's like, does he want money? Is it power? He doesn't seem to want anything. And Alfred tells him a story about this caravan worth millions of dollars going through the forest. These bandits come out and kill everybody and take the gems. They never come up for sale in the black market like they thought they would. 6 months later, Alfred's walking through the forest and comes across this village. And he finds the gems in their garbage. One of the kids is throwing them around like a marble. Dirt floors, no shoes, no shirt, just a pair of shorts. And Bruce Wayne is like, he doesn't understand. Like, those things were worth millions and millions of dollars that could have changed their lives. He's like, it wasn't about that, Master Wayne. Some people just want to watch the world burn. And these people will watch it burn. As long as we burn with them. They don't care about making America great. They care that people suffer and feel as miserable and pathetic as they do. That's it. That is what Schadenfreude is. And I say it a lot because it's true. People love the suffering of others. It's the cruelty. It's the meanness. That's what this is. He literally worships Adolf Hitler. And he quotes him all the time. There will be a point when the economy, when gas prices, when food, when healthcare, when farms close, there will be a point where his white trash, ignorant, white supremacist base with 6 teeth will finally turn on him, but only when they suffer. When you look at the history of Benito Mussolini, that's exactly what happened. He spent so much time owning the libs, going after minorities, going into South Africa and Ethiopia, trying to be a strong man, that he neglected his economy. People were buying food on the black market. They couldn't afford health care. Housing was unaffordable. They lived off of 1,000 calories a day, while Benito Mussolini was yucking it up with his rich friends, eating the best to the best to the best. And then one day, they took Benito Mussolini in the woodshed and killed him. They drug his ass all the way to the square, murdered his mistress, and they stoned him for 3 days. That's why Adolf Hitler had his body burned, because he didn't want to be humiliated like Benito Mussolini did. Now, I don't know how this is going to end. I don't. But I can tell you this, these culture wars at some point for his white trash base, it will run thin. And all the fun and games, when they lose their jobs, when they lose their health care, they won't be laughing anymore because they're selfish. They only care about things that affected them. And yesterday, during the New York primaries, that was one of the things, and I'm not even a Democrat, that I was proud of the progressives. They kicked out everybody that took money from AIPAC because they're not selfish pricks. They cared about the children and the innocent people in Gaza, and it didn't affect them. That's what kind of country I want to live in. People that actually care about other people when something doesn't affect them. And that's the difference between Democrats and Republicans as a majority, which is why I left the Republican Party. Because Republicans are a bunch of selfish pricks. You will force a woman to give birth. You will pass bill after bill and protest. But once the baby's born, you don't care if Donald Trump rapes her, molests her on Epstein Island, dies on January 6th, dies from a school shooting, dies from a shooting in a movie theater or a shopping mall, starves to death, dies from lack of health care, homeless, or dies from the environment, because you don't give a shit about life. But you care about the price of eggs. And that's exactly how too many people in this country voted. Yeah, he's a rapist, but he promised me money. Yeah, he defends child molesters, but he promised me money. Yeah, he's a felon, but he promised me money. Yeah, officers died on January 6th, but he promised me money. Yeah, he dines with white supremacists, but he promised me money. Me. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Republicans are the party of selfishness, and what they've done is masked it and called it patriotism. They're white nationalists. That's all they are. They don't love this country. They love the white version of it. And these culture wars, as a vast majority, are uneducated, stupid, white trash people that went to college for 6 or 8 years because they're too stupid to read or have critical thinking. Unfortunately, we're all going to have to be in this horror show together. But if that's what it takes for people to stop being selfish pricks, then so be it. Have a good day.